what's up, Pups? It's JR, and welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. I don't really want to say too much at the beginning of this, because apparently Bradley and I'd assume Colden are talking down here about something or some other.
Do what you want.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
I missed what he said.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
Oh, okay, cool. So hey, welcome back to Call of Cthulhu. I may be a little bit lower energy or my voice might sound a little bit weird purely because my sleep schedule is messed up again. And I woke up about 2 hours ago and I just got out of the bath. So I haven't really done anything to like warm up or wake up my voice yet. So if I sound weird, there you go. But we are back in Call of Cthulhu nonetheless because it's Wednesday and I get to record. So the last episode, if you missed it, fully recommend going back and watching that. There's a card in the upper right. We had some pretty interesting happen. Ooh, can't say that first 3 minutes. Which is to say, we got locked up in an asylum. We got injected with something by some dude with goggles, Dr. Fuller. Don't like him, don't trust him. And then we saw a guy get absolutely rocked by something we couldn't see. I'd only assume is called the Shambler because that's what he was afraid of before he got murked. So we're here now. We have woken up in Hawkins Manor, and honestly, it's a lot more inviting than when we first came here. I would consider living here if it wasn't excessively open. This is basically the exact opposite of the style of house I would want to live in. I would like a small, quaint house with a whole lot less open space, because this makes me uncomfortable. Anyway, let's talk to Bradley. What's poppin', big man?
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
Nah.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
Was the object... Oh, I want to do that thing. We could talk to Bradley and see why the goddamn he is still alive. See if it was like a hallucination or if he's an imposter. What do you mean I need to be professional medicine to say he is dead? He got shanked through the abdomen and fell over completely limp. What do you mean I need to be professional in medicine? Oh, nonsense. All right, well, did you see Charles was alive?
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Unlocked answer. Your memory seems to be failing you. Ooh.
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Oh, Bradley, man. You're not the real Bradley. You got replaced and/or brainwashed. Oh, Bradley. Mr. Sir Bradley, Sir Man. No. I understand. You and Dr. Colden. Hold to test psychology. Yeah. I upped that thing, so let's see if I can.
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
I believe my psychology was too... Man, all of my skills suck. I'm guessing for you to be able to pass these, you would probably have to specialize, whereas I'm really just going for psychology and eloquence now. and beforehand I went with strength, so whoopsie doodle, my character might be fucked. I'm gonna assume that these two here will progress the conversation past a point where I can't do these anymore, so I'm gonna talk to Marie. Sarah Hawkins was committed. Ooh, yeah, that one.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the Fullers have been taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Well, because Francis Sanders was an art dealer, I believe. And Sarah Hawkins was an artist, so obviously he has had interaction with Sarah. And because I'd assume Sarah paints her dreams and she sees Cthulhu in her dreams, he saw Cthulhu and probably the Shambler, and then had the Shambler coming after him. So I'd assume, given that those are both subjects of Dr. Fuller, he probably has something to do with the Cthulhu cult. I didn't trust him from the moment I saw him, so I'm just gonna say that that's the case. I also saw dead bodies, but before that, I'm gonna do some investigation.
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
You're a badass, Marie. I like you. I also just completely railed my knuckle on my desk. Ow. Oh yeah, by the way, I did also see dead bodies, so... Oops.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Is that it? Okay, if that's the case, then I guess we'll do this one. So maybe that will tell Bradley that he's a psychopath?
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine, horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
I might be onto a lead, I guess. But, before we do that, just then, with what Pierce said about what he had experienced and Marie bringing up I probably woke up during the anesthesia, could have potentially just gone completely bonkers and thought up this whole thing. Pierce's legs were fucked up in the cave-in under Hawkins Manor, and he woke up and apparently his legs were in indescribable pain, so it could be that potentially Fuller and the nurse weren't doing anything to him aside from trying to fix his legs, and he just woke up, and since he was no longer under, he could feel all the things they were doing trying to fix his legs, and bad bad vibes all around, basically, what I'm trying to say. So it could be that Fuller has nothing to do with the cult directly, which I don't think is really the case, but I'm just weighing my options here. Could be that he has nothing to do with the cult and he's just a normal doctor, and it just so happens that because he works in an asylum, he gets all of the people who do interact with the cult going there and being bonkers, and he's trying to fix them. And it could also be that those dead bodies in there were not because of him, they were because of something else that had happened. Like, maybe they caught up with a shambler, or maybe they killed themselves, and, you know, he was just, like, messing around with the cadavers to learn about medicine, because he's a doctor or something. I don't know. It's something to think about, I guess. But for the time being, I'm going to take this at face value and say that he is a crazy doctor guy who is in with the cult and trying to make people go insane. Anyway, I might be on to a lead.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
He called him the Shambler.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
She didn't.
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
So, 95% of me wants to at least say that her husband is dead. However, if I stick to the truth, I'd assume, given what Marie said, I'd assume that he's gonna bring up how he was tortured and mistreated in the asylum, which I don't think is the greatest thing you would want to hear immediately after learning that your spouse died. But on the other hand, if I stay quiet, eventually I might lie, and I don't vibe with that, so I'm sticking with the truth, even if it might be really hard to deal with.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
An attempt will be made.
I'll do my best.
I forgot that I'm playing a character who has those kind of responses. Talk to Sanders' widow. Okay, do we know where Miss Sanders is? Oh, here. Pierce, Colden, and Bradley decided to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector and a friend of the painter who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other?
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, Detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker.
I'll make sure to never talk to you again.
This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
I have, like, one or two things to Oh, art collector, huh?
May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
You what? You must not feel guilty. Why would she? Oh, I guess she must have interned him since they were the only two people that lived together. And she doesn't seem too... Well, she seems broke up, but not too broke up about sending him there. Because if she feels bad about sending him there as well as feels bad about him now being dead, she would be in an emotional wreck right about now. But she's not really freaking out all that much, so I think she's just trying to deal with the fact that he's dead.
What happened to your husband is terrible, Mrs. Sanders. But from what I saw, it was inevitable. The man I met yesterday had lost his reason. He suffers no longer, if you would allow me such a platitude.
Of course. Thank you for your kind words. Nobody in that hospital would have deigned to speak them to me. However, it will require more than that to soothe my mind. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Okay, so I read that incorrectly. Instead of, you must not feel guilty, it is, you must not feel guilty. Saying, like, don't beat yourself up over this. Okay, so that's my bad. I misinterpreted that. I just noticed the shadow play thing in the upper right, so, let me really quickly turn that off. There we go. I had assumed he was going to try and, like, dig into why she wasn't freaking out, but apparently she's just really good at handling it. And that was me trying to console her. Okay, I'm caught up. Anyway, wait, no. Hold the test eloquent. No. No! Look at this nonsense. I share your grief, but I had nothing to do with it. No shit! Wasn't me who sent him there. The true culprit is fault. Bruh, this is the only option that doesn't suck. This one is like trying to defend myself for something she wasn't accusing me of. And this one is blaming her. No, it's Fuller is the problem. He's the douchebag. He's the bad man. No.
So ask Fuller. He's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you. You'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis. Me. His own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Sure thing. I don't really care why Kat is here, like, at all, because I despise her. So what about the Shambly boy? Surely, since you're his wife, he must have mentioned it at some point if he was so worried about it, right?
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can't imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you are so eager to see it, I would urge you to make the most of your visit. Because I count on ridding myself of that thing as soon as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
I don't want to look at that painting, given his warning as he was being killed, saying, "Don't look at it, it's how it finds you." I assume that was not referring to the Shambler itself, and it's referring to the painting called The Shambler. This isn't good. This isn't good at all. This is uncomfortable, and I don't like it. Ooh. Character, please. Pierce, do I have character points? 5 CP. Okay, I'm going to zip zoom eloquence up. From now on, I ain't doing anything other than eloquence until I can max it out, because eloquence means I can get more information out of people. Eventually, I'll do psychology, because that seems to be a little bit helpful, especially if someone's, for example, a grieving widow. Oh, my sanity went down. I'm shaken. The ordeals you have gone through have left their mark, but you still manage as best you can. You keep your mind busy in order to chase away doubts and painful memories. You still have some way to go. Who knows where your mind could lead you along the paths of insanity. Okay, my sanity is a lot lower than I would like. But now that this has gone down past this point, all things considered, I'm still pretty sane. Because I had assumed it was gonna go down level, so if it was down here, it would be down here. But since it's going around, I still have more sanity juice than I thought I did, so there's that at least. Dr. Fuller, age 52, Riverside senior physician. Dr. Fuller reigns as the undisputed master of the Riverside Institute and of its cellars, in which he carries out illegal experiments on his patients. I don't know what he has done to me, but I shouldn't be back on my feet so soon after my fall when the tunnels under the Hawkins mansion caved in. This man is dangerous, and I'd swear that he knows more all about this business than he's willing to tell. Irene Sanders, age 41. It's clear that she holds Sarah Hawkins responsible for the death of her husband, but what I don't understand about Irene Sanders is the mix of sadness and insensitivity. It looks like she had given up on her husband long before his horrid death in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. Well, he was very much in a state when we found him, so I assume that, she had seen him as a lost cause and just wanted to try and help him in some way, so she interned him into the asylum. Unfortunately, he's now dead, so whoops, but hey, we all make mistakes, right? So I guess let's go to the gallery and look at the thing that's going to drive me insane. Premier Medicine Tote 2! Yeah! Medicine goes up even further. What are we at? 26. Let's go. Hope you don't mind me snooping around your house, Miss Sanders. The frame rate in this place is weirdly low. What's this?
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Photograph of Sarah Hawkins next to the Sanders. They must be closed. Photograph of the Sanders. Okay. So is that the Shambler? Referring to the painting? That's a really big painting. So Francis looks pretty happy about the picture. Or the painting. Sarah doesn't look too content, and Irene is looking just a little bit uncomfortable. Reconstruction scene! Yeah! Alright, detective mode. What do we got? A pianist.
A house of artists.
Alright. T. Psychology.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
I'd assume so, yeah. Given artist, art collector, they probably talked a lot.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler, "Finally." What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Oh. So she was holding on to the painting and refusing to let him have it for the longest time. And I assume he eventually just wore her down, was like, fine, I'll sell it to you. That's why she looked so upset in the picture, because she didn't want to sell it. So she must have known that this was going to happen then, right? Because that must be the only reason that she wouldn't want to sell a painting. She knows something is wrong with it.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom?
Absolutely not, no.
He didn't want Sanders to have the painting. She must have felt devastated.
Yep. Not because... I don't think it's because she really liked this painting. I think it's because she didn't want him to deal with it. Because, you know, he was going to die. Hi, Irene.
Was she jealous of Sarah Hawkins?
Subtitles spelled jealous wrong. I'd assume she's jealous, or just otherwise just didn't like Sarah. Probably thought she was a crackpot with all these paintings, especially with how often Francis talked about her. So let's take a look at this thing. Ah!
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Ooh, uh-oh, ooh, bad, not good, That kicked me out of the detective scene, which doesn't usually happen. Usually I have to leave it myself. That's not good. How's my sanity doing, out of curiosity? Fine? Cool. Cross-checking the information given by Francis Sanders and his widow, it is possible to reconstruct the events that led to the internment of Sanders. Everything points to Sanders and Sarah Hawkins being close, linked at least by the interest the collector showed in the artist's work, but more probably by a certain friendship. Attested to by the repeated refusals of Sarah Hawkins to sell the painting called The Shambler. Against all expectations, she finally gave it away for free. Free? Oh, well... if you're gonna condemn someone to death, or at least insanity, you probably could at least make some money out of it. The feelings still shown by Irene Sanders towards Sarah Hawkins are evidently derived from what she considers to be the artist's responsibility. Madness struck Sanders a short while after he gained possession of the painting. So she wasn't jealous. She was upset that she drove her husband into manic nonsense. Okay, so that's a problem. I'm pretty sure we've seen the Shambler now in the reconstruction thing. Pills.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say
once
it's inserted in a phonograph.
Oh, it's an audio record for the phonograph. Okay. I thought that was a pill bottle. Sanders Session 1, Edison gold molded record. An audio recording that Francis lived for his wife Irene. Okay, cool. Put it in the phonograph. Yeah. Put it in the phonograph.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes. I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
So, yeah, the paintings are a problem. And he wanted them destroyed because no one should have to deal with what he had to deal with. I'm gonna do that if I can do that. Especially seeing as how this is now a man's dying wish. I'm gonna look into destroying the painting. Do you want to talk about it? No? Okay. Knock knock. Ugh.
A strange Amerindian pendant.
An ancient amulet, probably Amerindian. I wonder what its purpose could be. No idea. No clue. Ah, occultism progression. Yeah, 35. Sleeping pills, yeah?
I could use one of those.
Yeah. Found these sleeping pills in the Sanders house, where they prescribed to Francis Sanders or to Irene. I'd assume Francis, given that he had trouble sleeping, what with being able to see the shambler under his eyelids and whatnot.
Strange. For months, Sarah Hawkins refused to part with her painting, to finally give it away for nothing.
Dear Francis, I beg you to give up all hope of ever owning this accursed painting. If our friendship has any meaning to you, please spare me the weight of guilt. I cannot be the architect of your fall. I beg you, my dear friend, forget the shambler. Your friend, Sarah Hawkins. So she was fully aware that there was something fucky about this painting. I had a feeling.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
This volume spends some time on Reverend Wickwood's community. His wife expresses her worries about the strange dreams that the Reverend's congregation are having since their arrival on the island. Some members of the community, her husband included, began to speak of their vision as a messenger sent by God. She is scared that they will suffer the same fate as the lost tribe. Interesting. Let's not talk to Cat. Strength. Ooh, strong boy man. Got a key for something. Key to the Sanders Gallery. Alright, I assume I would have to pick it otherwise, or ask Irene for the key. Would you read the book? Don't read the book. Let's not read the book. I don't want to talk to... She said this has nothing to do with her, and I don't like her, so I'm not going to interact with her. I'll take her on her word and just move on. Oh, game saved. Cool. I was hoping for that. A Heidi closet. Oh, good. Ooh.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
Interesting and cool. That's a mask that's particularly big mask. I remember seeing that painting somewhere, actually. I don't remember where, but I remember it. Alright, cool. Nothing more to say about that. So along with like weird twig things, there's also like what look like various daggers of various size, shapes, and potentially purposes. Ooh. Ooh, look at that one. That one's great. I love that one. Oh, hey, a nightmare. I can't even tell what's going on in that one. Man, Lovecraftian paintings are the best. What the nonsense? I think that's another dagger. Ooh, that one's cool. Oil! Cool. Is it gonna be dark in here in a second? I don't like that.
Why was he so interested in old weapons?
Because they're cool, I guess. But I assume they have some significance to whatever was going on with the cult and the old civilization. So, I'm thinking the old tribe must have had a purpose for these, and a purpose relating to the Lovecraftian nonsense that they were getting involved with. So I'd assume those have some significance.
The man transformed an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Some of these are pretty neato. Like this lion that looks just a little bit freaky because it's got like tentacles and stuff. I can't tell what's going on in these. More oil. I feel like there should be more stuff to look around here, because why am I able to interact with these? I'm gonna look around for a little bit longer before I go activate the painting, because I assume that's gonna lead to something very upsetting. So those are These are old weapons. I was really expecting there to be like a note or something in here. Can I leave? All right. Let's talk to Kat.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Well, I'm definitely not here to create problems for you because I hate interacting with you, period.
I'm not here to cause trouble, if that's what's worrying you.
Worry me? Don't overestimate yourself. If the last beating wasn't enough for you, I can always give it another go. But as long as you keep out of my way, you're free to carry on with your visit.
And you? What brings you to the Sanders home?
I'm here on business. Irene asked me to liquidate all these paintings. She doesn't intend to hang around here for long.
Why you?
Believe it or not, there aren't many collectors on Darkwater. It needs someone with a network and a means of transport to the mainland. A choice that comes down to Fitzroy and me. And I'm far more pleasant, wouldn't you say?
No, like not at all whatsoever. I don't want to read this book. Would you read the book? It's only autosave, so... read the book. The Malleus Bestiarum. This is that book that was mentioned. This will affect your destiny. Woo. It is a kind of encyclopedia of monstrous and unknown creatures. I'm beginning to believe that they exist. Hey. Cool, my occultism went up. Nice. Sanity is going down. Cool. Oh, that's good. No, that's great, actually. What in the goddamn... Okay, so I guess reading that book was a good idea, because I now know what the Shambler is without having to have looked at it. Well, I assume there was pictures if it was a bestiary. The dimensional Shambler comes from a dark and inhospitable dimension, where the rarity of food sources keep it in a state of permanent starvation. Oh, that sounds familiar, and I don't like it. This is why it is in a constant state of readiness to travel to other dimensions in order to feed on its inhabitants. Make sure you never weaken the veils of your dimension, otherwise you will risk attracting this very dangerous creature. Should this happen, you just have to lay eyes upon it for its being to anchor itself in your dimension and allow you to rip it open you open with its claws. Extract taken from the Malleus Bestiarum by Abigail G. Okay, so it seems that the veils of this dimension were weakened and this guy showed up. Cool. Malleus Bestiarum. Men will gather the knowledge through the lines dictated to me by the great old ones, but also in other volumes. The visions that assail me whisper me names and silhouettes of mystical creatures. Soon the Malleus Monstrorum, repository of all anatomical, cosmic, and dimensional knowledge, will be seen as the authoritative work. This book, unholy among the most accursed books, will one day be the final rampart between man and the predators that are waiting to devour him, hidden behind the veils of parallel dimensions. Extract taken from the Malleus Bestiarum by Abigail G. Hey, did that say anything about how to get rid of it if it shows up? It just said don't look at it, which I can do. I can easily not look at something. Oh, yep, we got a new thing. Pierce read an ancient treatise, the Malleus Bestiarum. This bestiary makes an inventory of numerous creatures from the occult world or parallel dimensions. The very nature of its knowledge makes it an unholy book. By reading it, Pierce lost some of his sanity. So not a whole lot. It is just a book, so that's fine. Okay, that didn't... Well, I read the bestiary, so maybe I actually have some more things to say about these.
These artifacts date from pre-Columbian times.
We'll see if I can't, like, interact with them for more knowledge about, like, what these are and what they do. Well, they're daggers. Knives of various size, shape, and whatnot. So I'd assume their purpose is to stab and
Why was
slash.
he so interested in old weapons?
So, ooh. Hold on. That might just because it's a balding old man, but that kind of looks like Mr. Fitzroy. Interesting.
The public entrance to the gallery.
Public. So anyone was free to come in here and browse as they come and go. Interesting. Oh, there's only one thing left to do, I suppose. Let's look at the Shambler. Hopefully I won't gouge out my eyes like Francis did. Why is this the centerpiece? Oh no, oh gee, oh it's dark now as well, oh great. Hey, my insight went up enough that I can actually see this stuff. Cool. That. Don't look at it. You looked at the painting, don't look at the thing, please. Don't. Pierce, no. Alright. Oh no, oh jeez.
What the hell was that?
That was the Shambler. Okay. I'm just gonna do myself a favor and use the directional audio to be able to avoid it and not look at it. To hide in a closet, press E. Yep, I know. I feel like it's following me and I can't tell. Oh, gee. Oh, no, there it was. Eep. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this isn't good. Oh, jeez. Can you start breathing again, please, Mr. Shambler? Oh, I'm gonna have to get out soon. Ah, jeez. Okay, just get out and look away. Okay. Oh, cool. I can't get out.
I can't even touch it.
I think it's behind me now. Yep.
Damn. Maybe I can use this dagger.
Okay. I'm not gonna fight that. The painting, maybe. Okay.
Damn it.
I got it. Oh, no! Okay, so I think I know why he was so interested in old weapons. He was trying to find the knife that could actually destroy the painting. Good. So that knife didn't work. Good. Ah, sick. So I can't even, like, take the time to actually check to see which one is the right one, if that's even a thing I can do. Okay. Yep. Let's try this one. This one looks occultic and spooky.
I can use this dagger.
Hide in the thing, hide in the thing, hide in the thing. Ooh, he's right there. Okay, this is bad. Please leave. Please leave out the left side. Please leave out the left side. The left side of this room would be great. Right side works too, I guess. Okay, if I hear him yell, I'm running. Okay. Run quickly, run fast to the painting. Perhaps
Damn it. This dagger didn't work.
Okay, he's back once again. I hear him again. I hear him again. He's moving. He's moving. He's moving. Smash this one. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. I'm going entirely around directional audio because, oh my god, maybe this one perhaps. Nope, I'm dead. Don't, please, for the love of God.
I have to use a specific dagger.
Get in here. Okay. I have a specific dagger in mind for no particular reason. It would kind of look like it had two blades that merged into one, kind of like that one sword from Legend of Zelda. That one is kind of, maybe it's like a metaphor of like the two dimensions intertwining and that's how you sever it? I don't know. Oh, jeez. I need the Shambler to start breathing again, please. Is it this one? Balls. Bad, not good. Bad, not good. Not good. And in fact, quite bad. Like, exceptionally bad. Super not good. I don't know where he is. He's right there. Oh, I did that thing again. There I go, looking at him again. Oh, he's exceptionally angry this time. Like, all the way angry. Oh, jeez. Oh, heck. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, heck. Oh, jeez. Not good. Not good. I don't know where he went. Oh, God. There he is again. I'm just gonna have to pick a dagger. I'm just gonna have to pick one. Oh, I'm gonna die again. Oh, it's chasing me, and I can't look back because the moment I look back, the moment I die. Oh, jeez. Oh, he's getting real close. This one. I can't remember if this is one I've already tried, but we're gonna give it a shot. Maybe I'll get lucky and this is the one I need. Oh, balls. Well. Surely there's some way to know which one you need to use. I'm gonna give it one more shot, just trying to find whichever one I need to use, but I might just look this up because I don't know. And if there was a way to know, I straight up missed it. I opened the book, so maybe it would tell me anything, but it just said, don't let the Shambler show up. That's it. I recognize this painting from before, and I don't think I've tried this one, so let's give it a shot.
I can use this dagger.
Here we go. Nope. Alright, well.
Damn it! This dagger didn't work.
Oh, there's a scrap back there! There's a scrap of something! There's a thing back there. I didn't... Oh, okay. So that has to be it. That has to tell me what the dagger does. Or, like, which dagger does the thing I want. Okay, so I did miss it, because I didn't even think there would be anything behind the painting. Okay, so let's sneak on over here.
Is this dagger part of Sanders' collection?
I knew it! I knew it was that one!
Seeking to acquire it?
I mean, I arbitrarily chose a dagger, but, like, I still knew it. Okay. So I need the twisty boy. The twisty one. I think that was in the left room. Like, looking that way, it's on our left now. I think it is in that room over there. So if I can get over there without running into the Shambler, that would be ideal. I don't know where he is. He was behind me, apparently. Nope. That one, in the corner. I saw it. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah, it didn't work. Didn't work. Hello! Okay, so we know where the dagger is. It's in that left room. There was 2 twisty boys, but I'm pretty sure it was the one against the wall, not the one in the middle of the room.
What the hell was that?
Okay, so all we have to do is grab that dagger and make a beeline for the painting, and we can hopefully, like, banish the Shambler or something. I really wish he would breathe more directionally. Okay, I think he's behind me now. So I'm gonna stand up. Go. It was this one right here. Yep.
Down.
Grab it.
This dagger
Go.
looks different.
He said a different thing. Dagger looks different. There we go. Bonk. Yes! Haha! Be gone from this mortal realm, creature. No, don't. No. Stab him with it. You have a weapon. Pierce, stab him. There you go.
What's the matter with you?
Insanity, mainly. Hi. How are you? Before I do... Hold on, wait. I got achievements. What were they? Banish the Dimensional Shambler. The thing on the doorstep. Banish the Dimensional Shambler using only 1 dagger. Yeah, that's something I did. That's most definitely something I did.
Tell me that you're going crazy, too.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
Yeah, a lot more interesting. I was attacked by something. It's not good.
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so, too.
Huh? What?
You knew. You knew about the beast.
What are you talking about? Think yourself lucky that I saved your hand, even if it was to save my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
Ah. She wants something, most definitely.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
Alright. Make sure to look at that painting, by the way. It's really cool. Best of luck with the whole widow thing. Bye. Whew. Okay, so now that I know there was actually something I just missed, that makes a lot more sense and is a lot less annoying than I thought it was. I thought it was just a guessing game. The Nameless Bookstore. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. Oh, that's not good. Did the cult pick him up for a reason? Does he have a purpose for that? Or did he trip and punch the door? I'm gonna stay positive and say he just tripped. Then just like absolutely shredded his arm and is probably still alive.
Where is the bookseller?
probably still alive.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Cool. This practical work, written by Sigmund Freud for psychologists, describes the technique of analytical Describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. There we go. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Psychology and things, I mean, the root of what makes Lovecraftian horror spooky is that it fucks with your psychology and your brain and such, so... Oh yeah, my sanity is taking a toll. Let's go. It is in Francis Sanders' private gallery that Pierce discovers the identity of the Shambler, a huge artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. When Pierce approached it, a creature burst forth from the painting and immediately chased after him. This beast from another dimension has such a hold on the mind of a person who finds himself in its presence that the simple glance in its direction is enough for Pierce to lose some sanity. Pierce finally managed to send the Shambler back into the painting using a dagger engraved with a strange symbol. But this encounter has left its mark on the psyche of the investigator. Still under the influence of the creature, he almost stabbed his own hand. Speaking of the dagger, do I still have that scrap? Because I would like to get a better look at it. That's really unfortunate, because it said it had a certain symbol on it, but I didn't see any symbols. So I was hoping I could look at it and see if I could cross-reference it with some of the occult symbols I've run into in the past, see if it has any significance, but I don't know. The Sanders house, all in shades of red and gold, is impressive, but nothing matches the private gallery of Francis Sanders. The place is huge and entirely dedicated to his passion for troubling and macabre works, defaced figures of virgins, sacrificial daggers, statues of monsters, and the painting that led him to his demise takes center stage. The Shambler, a painting by Sarah Hawkins, a close friend of the couple. What happened in this room, I will never be able to forget it. Occult. Yeah, there we go. Dagger of the Ancients. This exceptional dagger of Ottoman origin probably dates from the 16th century. It bears the elder sign on its hilt. Oh, see, I wanted to look at the dagger for that exact reason, because that was the symbol Francis was drawing all over his fucking padded cell. So that's the elder sign, apparently. And I'm guessing that's the thing that makes the bad stuff go away. Because, I think it was this one? Yeah, because this circle was supposed to have the elder sign in the middle of it to try and banish, assumedly, the Shambler. But I'm assuming Sarah didn't do that and goofed up the ritual and instead just made it angry or something, or sealed it in the painting at most, I'm guessing. It apparently belonged to Pargali Ibrahim Pasha, Grand Vizier at the court of Suleiman the Magnificent. No clue. Legend tells that Pargali used the symbol on the dagger to protect the court from a creature that haunted the mirrors of the palace. What is certain is that the Suleiman had his vizier executed. Did he fear him after this demonstration of power? Painting of the Shambler! Yeah, there we go. Cool. The painting was exposed in Francis Sanders' gallery, but I think that the creature no longer requires it for movement. Gotcha. So I assume when it says it no longer requires the painting for movement, that is what goofing up the revulsion ceremony thing did to the Shambler. Instead of making it go away, potentially like sealing it in the painting forever, it did the opposite and made it so it doesn't need the painting to move around anymore. And that's probably how it was able to find Francis in the asylum, even though the painting was still in the gallery. It went to hunt down Sanders in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. I do not know where it comes from, but one thing is sure, it's starving. Did I succeed in sending it back to its world? I am not sure. Extract from the notebook of Edward Pierce, private detective. That should be everything, so we can go around and look around the bookstore again. History of Darkwater, Volume 2. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes that they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. So they just completely vanished then. Interesting. I assume they all got killed. Or maybe they, like, saw Cthulhu and are now living on the beaches of Riviere or whatever.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Sipping Lovecraftian pina coladas. Does pina colada have an enye in it? Or, I don't care. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth. Hey, that's a classic Lovecraftian move. Heck that Christian god nonsense. I believe in the elder gods. Ooh. History of Darkwater Volume 4. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up until then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. So did they, like, capture Leviathan? Assuming that's who was talking to me? And then they ate its flesh and were given tangential knowledge of the nonsense that exists, maybe? Because it said a previous note said that the old tribe that used to live here worshipped something called the Devourer of Whales, and I had assumed that was talking about Leviathan. Is it a shattered plate, or what's going on there? Oh. Ah.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers placed truth on the same footing as a religion.
These Tibetan writings are at the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of Theosophy would have drawn extensively on the text of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the nameless bookstore on Darkwater, could be as much as a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. Interesting. Occultism. Cool. Why is your head so big? That doesn't seem right. You got a big head. Any extra stuff in here? Would you read the book? Nope. Nope. Not doing that again. Nope.
No.
My sanity's low enough already, thanks. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 2, precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume. This book focuses on healing surgeries specific to malformations and motor disorders. So, more medicine? Heck yeah! 30%, let's go! Is there anything else? Ah, yeah, here we go. Breviary of Medicine, Tome 3. Heck yeah, more! Yeah, 32%. Or is that really going up by 2% with every medical thing I come into contact with? Anything else I'm missing? Anything else at all? I'm gonna use my lighter.
What happened here?
Ooh, a reconstruction scene. Before I do that, I actually want to look around just in case. Ah, more medicine and spot hidden.
A strange amulet. I have a feeling I better not touch it.
Pretty cool looking. Strange amulet. The pendant is in the shape of a large dog. I don't know what it represents. I might find out more by searching the bookstore. I had assumed that book was another entry in the Malleus Bestiarum, and that will probably tell me what that dog is supposed to be, but I want to keep most of my sanity, thanks. So, anyway.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
The door, obviously.
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Ah, so they're breaking in, not out. And then there's a blood trail. So they definitely, you gotta wrap up your arm before you break a window, dude. You're gonna cut yourself. As evident by that. Amateur work indeed. I've never even broken a window, I know that.
To whom does this footprint belong?
Oh yeah, that is a footprint. Hold on. Examine. Okay, so they were wearing shoes. And yeah, I ran into this earlier. Medican.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Maybe? I wonder if it could have been Francis trying to find a book that would tell him how to get rid of the Shambler. Maybe? Could be. In which case, it's over there, I think. Painting. Ah, yes.
What killed all these animals?
Animals? Oh yeah, bugs and rats and things. I see it now. I thought that was just a pile.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Oh, there is a safe with the elder sign on it behind the painting.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Interesting. That's the elder sign right there.
What the? Charles Hawkins?
Oh, there's something super important in there.
What's happening to Hawkins?
He's holding some giant book, and he stored it in the painting.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
She put the elder sign on the safe and put that book in the...
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
Okay. Good.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in
I remember him. He was at the stranded whale in the first episode. Okay. So there's something in there that I need to get. Gotcha. One, 6, 6. Okay, I'm gonna have to try and find a combination.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Oh, cool. A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memories, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in the on this plane of reality. In order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Okay, I think I need to stop recording soon because, oh my god. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. Okay. If by any chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I should ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of the safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you, nor to suffer from your actions. Okay, clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Life and study combine in the Greek world. Well, I guess first thing is...
everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Apparently.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Key file. Still have no idea how to pronounce that. We'll say relief, just for convenience. This key that bears the elder sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings, they mentioned the misdemeanor. This date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Alright. So Charles Hawkins straight up just started stealing shit that he thought was important to his purpose. So, where life and study meets in the Greek world. There's a lot of interactables there, but I'm just gonna look around just to see if there's, like, interactables everywhere now, or... this place, maybe? Nope. Oh, hello. Oil. Got it. I already interacted with that. Oh, hello.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Life and study meet in the Greek world. I closed that just because I saw interactable, but I'm going to say that I am a Galdern genius, and I figured that out without even having to think about it.
Arkham editions? Never heard of him.
Arkham Anthology, Volume 2, Corpus Hermeticum, written by Hermes Trismegistus, written by Hermes, translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Coppelius. This collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher and includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, a popular text among 16th century alchemists. Ooh, alchemy, cool. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on the esotericism and the supernatural. Alchemy's interesting and cool, so I'm happy I found that.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
At least 3. Volume 3, Things That Should Not Be, a collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends, written by Albert Wilmarth, professor at Miskatonic University. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection. Yeah, okay.
Another volume by
Volume
Arkham
1.
Editions.
Eralinda, an ancient Frisian manuscript translated by William R. Sandbach. The text claims that in the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of this people, and moreover, that our alphabet is derived from the Frisian language. This volume is part... Okay, I'll just skip that last paragraph from now on. Volume 6. We'll read that in a second.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Volume 8.
Another volume by
4.
Arkham Editions.
Here we go. A book of spells supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It continues various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse. Reedition by Claudia D. Waits based on L.W. De Lawrence's original. So it's... maybe I'm insane, but... So, Volume 5 isn't here. I'm going to do a quick once through to see if it's anywhere else, but I think Volume 5 is missing for a reason. So, 6 was down here. A collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse, written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Leone and Theophilus Widebridge. Isis Unveiled, a book of esoteric philosophy and key text in Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement, written by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. So, seeing as how Isis, I assume that has something to do with Egyptian mythology. Opera in 8 acts by Benvenuto Chieti Brodagera. Yeah, that sounds correct. An infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing. Ooh, that sounds like an SCP. A collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby. Also known as the Nightmare Lyrics, this collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. Azathoth and Other Horrors. Cool. Alright, that's pretty neato. So I picked up those cylinders, yeah? 1, 2, 3. Cylinder, maybe listen to a phonograph. So where was there a phonograph in here? So he mentioned that he likes order, so I assume we just do 1, 2, 3, right?
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay, he started with and, which that's not correct. So, 2...
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods.
Oh, wait, no, I get it.
Let those
okay,
of us who are still standing, dear
3?
friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay, so that was related to chess.
The Queen has little protection.
Red drops, chess, and...
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works
9.
of Arkham editions that you sent me.
So,
Volume 9,
red drops.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Ah, okay. It seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up a specific motif? Red drops. So I'm guessing how many things are on here. Red drops, the white chess pieces, and volume 9.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
So 1, 2... Well, face it this way so we know where we're going from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, 4, 9. Let's give that a shot. 6, 4, 9. Okay. 6, 4, 9. No? Oh, no. Okay, so maybe it's not... It's not volume 9, it's how many volumes he has. So, 3, 7, 8. Because 5 is missing. So, it'll be 8, not 9. Really? Maybe I miscounted the gems on the goblet.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
So there's 3 on this side. 2 on this side. It's 5. So maybe it's 5, 4, 8. Let's try 5, 4, 8. Alright, let's try 5, 4, 9. Really? Okay, the only numbers that are significant to volume 9 are 9 and 18. 9 is half of 18. You multiply 9 by 2 to get 18, so maybe the last number is 2. No. So it's either 9 or 8. That's the only thing I can think of. But have I tried 5, 4, 8? Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit... So, they are numbered for, like... They go 1, 2, 3. If they don't go 1, 2, 3, then they go 3, 2, 1. So I'm thinking the first one is either 5 or 6, because that's how many gems there are. I think the last one has to be 9, so it has to be chess. So it's either how many are knocked out or how many black pieces there are, but I don't see why there would be...
The Queen has little protection.
Maybe there's how many that are surrounding the Queen? I'm going to try 5, 3, 9. Okay, yeah, there we go. It was how many were knocked out, not how many were remaining. Got it. Okay, we're good. Didn't have to look it up. More occult knowledge, perhaps? That's good. No, that's great, actually. Bright. And we're back in the Riverside Institute. What? Cool. In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside, irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. It was bound in human skin? That reminds me of the Necronomicon, which means this was a great idea.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
Hi.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy.
Oh, I'm playing as Marie now.
He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
I would love to continue this, but I'm gonna have to save this for the next episode, because once again, I have been recording for almost 2 hours. A lot more is going to be cut out, because I was knocking about in the bookstore for a while, but I need to end this video here. If you genuinely enjoyed the video, consider dropping a like. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to become a pup if you haven't already. Also, if you want to support me in the channel, consider becoming a patron for as little as $1 a month. My name's JR, and I will see you guys in the next one.